Hi, and welcome back to our channel. We're here today to make a beef stew, and it's going to be an autumn beef stew because it's going to have apple cider in it, and it's going to have sweet potatoes in it. And so we're going to go ahead and make this recipe for you in the Instant Pot. Don't be afraid, you can do it on the stove. So welcome back, and let's go cooking. Take my meat, and I'm going to put a quarter cup of gluten-free flour on the meat, and then I have spices that go with that. And I have thyme, salt and pepper, smoked paprika, and the recipe will be below for the spices. And I'm going to put all that onto the meat, and then I've got a rubber glove, plastic glove, and I'm going to mix it up with my hand. I prefer not to do a bare hand. Okay, then I'm going to slowly drop this meat into the Instant Pot. I shake off some of the flour and then start in. We're going to brown the meat, and it's going to go in 2 batches, it looks like. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back when the meat is browned. Brown the meat as best as we could. It's not cooked all the way through. It's going to cook more in the stew. So what we have now is we have a fond, or where the flour stuck to the bottom of the Instant Pot. Now, don't panic. We don't need to scrape it yet. What we're going to do is add our vegetables. Now, the vegetables have a lot of liquid that come out of them, and they should clean that up. So I'm going to add a couple celery sticks. I'm going to add 1 onion and half of a bell pepper that needed to be used up. Now, most people don't put bell peppers in their stew, but I'm going to because I want to. So we're going to start cooking our vegetables, and I'm going to use my handy dandy scraper. And so we're going to let those hang out for a little bit and put off their moisture so we can scrape the bottom of the pot. I'm going to add maybe a little bit more olive oil. Just a tad. Okay, the vegetables are sauteing, and I still have the thing on the bottom. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put tomato paste in here. And I'm going to go probably, well, let's go whole can, since I'm not adding any other tomatoes in here. I'm going to stir that up a little bit, and then we're going to start adding our liquids so we can get that fond off the bottom of the pot. First of all, I got 2 cups of beef broth that I added a teaspoon of instant coffee granules to. The coffee deepens the flavor of the beef broth. I've got a little bit right now. Let's see if we can, once the Instant Pot heats back up, scrape the bottom of this and get all the chunkies off of there. Okay, the extra beef broth helped with the getting the crunchies off the bottom of the pot, because if you don't do that, you'll get a burn notice. And what you do when you get a burn notice, depending on the recipe, you can just let it sit there and it'll cook regular with no pressure cooking, or you can take the lid off and start over again, scraping the bottom and getting it straightened out. Next, I'm going to add a tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic, and that's because we like garlic. You can add less if you want. All of this is subjected to your taste. So we're going to stir that in. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I use Lea & Perrins because it's gluten-free. One, 2. Okay, we've got the garlic cooking in there. Let me stir it up a little bit. Next we have 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, and we have 1 teaspoon of horseradish, and that's the prepared horseradish, not the horseradish cream. Next we have our mushrooms, and I got an 8-ounce container of mushrooms. Whoops. I'll stir those in a little bit. Okay, then we can add our liquids. Let's put our meat back in first. Put the meat back in with all its juices there. Stir that in. And we're going to add the rest of the beef broth. We're going to add, 2 cups of apple cider. We've got carrots. Now you do have a line inside your Instant Pot where you can only fill it up to that line unless you're cooking things like cabbage that go to the top, but you know they're going to melt down. So as far as liquids go, you have that line, and that way it pressurizes the way it's supposed to. More carrots. My husband's saying more carrots. Okay, then we have some sweet potatoes. I'm going to add 1 sweet potato. We cut up 2, but I'll use the next one in my chili recipe. So I'm only going to put in equivalent to 1 today. We like it veggie heavy because we are trying to cut down on the carbs. Still scraping that bottom to make sure I got it all. You know what, I think I'm going to add a little bit more beef broth. I know that we want it thick, but we can worry about that maybe at the end. Okay. I think I added maybe 1/4 cup more. I'm going to save my peas till the end after it's cooked, and I got to put in 2 bay leaves. I think I have everything, folks. So let's get this lid on. Now you can do this recipe on the stove, but remember, you're going to cook it for 2 hours till the meat tenderizes. Here it's going to take maybe 10 to 15 minutes to pressurize. And then after that, you have to let it sit for about 10 minutes. So it's about 30 minutes plus time to pressurize, time to sit. So it's a lot better than the 2 hours on the stove. Plus you don't have to keep stirring it. My valve is sealed. I'm going to cancel the saute by pushing cancel. If I can find it. Here it is. It's circled in red. Okay, now I'm going to start my pressurize part of it. I'm going to push pressure cook. And on this version, you have to push start. I want to go to 30 minutes on high. Okay, start. It's on. Okay, now we've got to wait 30 minutes and then we've got to let it sit for about 10. So we'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then we put the peas in it and some thickening if we need thickening. I'll see you then. Okay, it's done. I'm going to take the lid off away from me and put it on the counter. Let's stir this up, see what we have. And as you can see, it's pretty runny. So you can either do two things. And I'm going to try this one. I saved some of the flour from the with the spices in it from when I dusted the beef, and I'm going to add some broth to it. Got to put it back on saute. And it should start coming up to a boil in a minute because it's really hot. I can see it starting now to bubble. We need it to bubble to thicken the flour. So we're going to go ahead and stir it as we're adding this to it. See if how much it thickens up. Want to bubble, bubble, bubble. Toil and trouble. At this time, since we got the saute on, I'm going to add my cup of frozen peas. I got them out earlier and they're thawed out now. All these peas need is a warm up because they're already ready to go. Yeah, it's thickening up already. Let's let it bubble a little bit longer. Another thing you can do is you can add the brown gravy mix from McCormick that's gluten-free. The thing of it is if you have a milk allergy, it does have milk in it. But this is another way to thicken it up. But beware, there's a lot of sodium salt in this packet. And that's what we want to try to avoid. Okay, now I'm going to taste it. I hope you all know how to do that. Gotta blow on it because that's molten lava. Lava, lava. Perfect. Success. Okay, we're going to put it in our bowl. Make sure you get some of that beef in there. Some peas, some carrots, and your sweet potatoes. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and come back for more gluten-free recipes. And also I go dairy-free on a lot of my recipes. Not all, but most of them. So I'm going to taste the stew. I want to get a piece of that meat. And then a piece of sweet potato. And I know it's hot, so bear with me. That meat is so tender. And it was worth using the Instant Pot. Come back, subscribe, hit the like button, and the bell. I'll see you next time.